Money is tight for many these days. Good thing there's never been a better choice of inexpensive cars. Meet the newest, the 2012 Kia Rio. It's come a long way, so has the brand.
Basically, 3 years ago, we were not on people's mind. And now, when you think about Kia, it's been a design-led transformation.
Apparently one that's working. They've doubled their market share in just 3 years. So why is this car so important to Kia? Well, they believe that the subcompact market will double by 2015, and if a customer has a good experience in one of their cars, they'll become brand loyal.
It's longer, lower, and wider.
At the press launch outside of Austin, Texas, Kia says the only thing remaining from the outgoing model is the name, and even that gets a different font style. Meaning this is new, a 1.6-liter direct-injected four-cylinder making 138 horsepower. Both transmissions have 6 gears. I'm driving the optional automatic with manual shift mode. Power is decent. 0 to 60 takes around 8.5 seconds. Fuel economy is good too, with an EPA rating of 30 city, 40 highway. One of the reasons Americans aren't too crazy about smaller cars, they're loud and uncomfortable. Rio is neither. Unlike some small cars, it would be okay on a day-long road trip. Kia could have sent us puttering around here, since Rio is an excellent urban runabout, but they weren't afraid to send us on hours of highway and country roads, conditions that test a small car. This isn't a sports car, but the cornering and response is crisp. Not a lot of road feel, though, which is very common with electric power steering. Brakes have good modulation. This is what a buyer stares at day in and day out. Materials look good, and with a rubberized coating here, feel good too. Apparently, these are inspired by an aircraft cockpit. The gauge needles are a bit overdone. The small LCD display is hard to read in bright sunlight. For those claiming they'll pay extra for a better interior, Kia offers up the option. My mid-level EX tester has the convenience package, which adds more than just a leather wheel, backup camera, and UVO voice control. The instrument panel gets a soft touch material. These get power and signal lights, plus the wheels change to alloys. All this and more is a bargain at $1,000. There are nice details in Rio that help folks get comfortable and organized, stuff that often gets left off in budget cars.
What you're seeing now is upscale features coming down in segments, and that also includes a subcompact car. And so the Rio actually offers a lot of features that you would not expect in this segment from even a few years ago. Features such as leather seats, sunroof, navigation, and also a backup camera.
Available early after launch is a system called Idle, Stop, and Go. Basically, it shuts the engine down when you're completely stopped.
However, your accessories such as the Bluetooth function, such as the radio, will continue to operate. Now, when you take your foot off the pedal, then the engine seamlessly restarts. And the vehicle speed has to exceed 5 miles per hour before the system resets. So that's actually very helpful when you're creeping along in parking lots to make sure that the vehicle doesn't start and stop when you're looking for parking space.
Let's move to the back. There are belts for 3, but really room for 2 full-sized adults. Legroom is fine as long as you're not an NBA forward. Put your Coke here and small stuff here. No power port, armrest, or center head restraint. Kia plans a sedan version soon. With the seats usable, I'll guesstimate the cargo hold can swallow 5 bundles of TP. Remember, I'm in Texas. It would be easy to throw a bike back here if needed. This EX model represents the sweet spot of the lineup. As tested, it's $18,345. Rio starts at $14,300 with a manual transmission, offering up economy, comfort, and expressive design that Kia is becoming known for. Small car shoppers should head to Rio for a test drive. As always, a few things before I go. Rio was designed primarily in Kia's California studio, and they did a nice job with it. The wheels are pushed to the corners, and the body has an aggressive hunkered-down look that leans forward. It's especially sharp in SX trim with low-profile tires. It's been interesting to watch this company mature the last 3 years. At the event, they also had the heavily refreshed Soul for us to drive. It gets all new drivetrains with more power and better fuel economy, subtle fascia revisions, and interior upgrades, plus an optional infinity sound system that kills. All this to a car that's been selling well, 100,000 copies a year.
Exactly. We realized that you can't really rest on your laurels, and so what we did for the facelift is we addressed some of the key concerns that customers had identified for us and also updated styling.
Competition is a good thing, folks. I'll have a full review of the 2012 Soul in the coming weeks for all you hamster lovers out there. Now, before we go, I have tested a Rio before, long ago. The Mercedes-Benz people, not exactly happy with it. Years ago, I put the Rio up against the Mercedes CLS 55 AMG, comparing power. We'll give that one to the German. Features. The Rio's nicely grained plastic is up against nicely grained wood. And cargo in my own little way there. The Rio manages to hold 6 packs of toilet paper. This one goes to the plucky underdog. Obviously, it was a mismatch. The Rio cost less than the options on the CLS. It was all tongue-in-cheek, but let's just say not everyone liked the piece. I don't know. I had an awful lot of fun shooting that one. Well, that's my opinion on the 2012 Kia Rio. I'm Tom Volk. That's Driven.